So you want to play some Pathfinder 2e, but you really like your 5th edition character, so you'd like to transfer it over. That's fine. However, the problem is that these two systems are so different that you're almost never going to have the exact same character in 5e as you would have in Pathfinder 2e, and vice versa. There are some things that just don't transfer well between the two systems. That being said, in today's video, I'm going to try to show you an example of how to convert a 5e character over to Pathfinder 2e using Orm from Critical Role. With all that out of the way, let's dive in. So I've got Orm's 5th edition level 3 fighter character sheet in front of me here and in front of you. But two things. First, I'm only going to go to level 2 because that's going to get us the closest to what he would be at level 3 in 5th edition. Secondly, I'm going to have to take some creative liberties here because the fighters in the two systems are so different. There's almost nothing that fighters get as abilities that are even going to come close to what fighters in Pathfinder 2nd edition gets. But it's all about roleplay, right? Mechanically, they're going to work differently, but roleplay, they're going to be, you can play it however you want, roleplay. Anyway, I'm going to try to get close to what he's got in 5th edition. With all that, we start with Ancestry, or race. That's what they call race in Pathfinder 2e, is Ancestry. And of course, Orm is a halfling. And halflings have a choice. Every ancestry in the game can either get 2 free boosts like humans get, or we can take the halfling regular boosts. And I think for this video, we're going to take the halfling regular boosts. So, for our boosts, halflings get a minus to strength. That's 8 there. And then they get a boost in dexterity and wisdom, and a free boost where we can put anywhere we want, and we're going to put it in Constitution. Everything else stays at 10. The ability modifiers are the same as you're used to, but we're not done yet. Now, we get 6 ancestry hit points for being a halfling. Then, there is no stout halfling in Pathfinder 2e, and the closest we're going to get is the gutsy halfling, which gives us a bonus on emotion effects. As a halfling, we also get the keen eyes feature, which makes it easier for us to find hidden and undetected creatures. And we get our gutsy halfling heritage and an ancestry feat. And halflings are lucky. And we're going to take halfling luck, which gives us advantage on a skill check or attack roll whenever we fail once per day. And then, of course, we get common and halfling as languages. We haven't upped any of our other ability scores yet. Now, for background, where there isn't really an Ancestry background for Pathfinder 2e, but I've read into them, and I think Hunter is going to fit him the best. That's going to give us a bonus in Dex, and we'll put the other one in Intelligence. It'll also give us the Survival and Tanning Lore skills. Which I'll get to that in a second. And then it'll also give us a skill feat for our background, which is going to be Survey Wildlife, which just allows us to get a bonus on recall knowledge checks 4 creatures in an area if we spend 10 minutes. So, we're done with background and ancestry. Now we move on to class, which of course is fighter. We are a small creature, neutral good, and halfling, humanoid, which barely even come up, but as traits, but there are some things that only affect halflings. Now, as a fighter, we get a bonus into dexterity or strength, and we're going to go with dexterity. There is no fighter subclass in Pathfinder 2e. What will determine our subclass will be our feat choices. Now, we also get 4 free boosts at the end of this. So we're going to up our strength to get rid of the negative, dexterity because our dexterity is 18, our constitution, bringing that up to 14, and our wisdom, bringing that up to 14. That's about as close as we're going to get to the ability scores, because there are no odd numbers in Pathfinder 2e, at least not until after you hit level 5. So if we look at fighter, we see we get 10 plus our con modifier in hit points, in addition to our 6 we got from being a halfling. That means we have a total of 18 hit points at level 1. Level 1. Okay, now, the abilities modifiers are going to be the exact same as you're used to. So 0, 4, 2, 1, 2, 0. Okay, now, if we look at fighter proficiencies, we see that we are an expert in perception. Expert here. And we are trained in class DC. We also trained in all armor. So unarmed, light, medium, and heavy armor. We are also expert in fortitude, reflex, but we're only trained in will. And we get acrobatics, which if we look at his character sheet, we see that he is trained in acrobatics. We're already trained in survival and perception. So that means trained in acrobatics. And then we're already trained in perception and survival. So society is going to cover his history skill. And then we're going to and then we get one more skill. And we're going to put it in, I think stealth fits him pretty well. We'll also get one more language, and we're just going to put draconic. Now then, can we fill in all of this stuff? So, our con modifier is 2, and we are an expert in fortitude save, so that means we have a 5 proficiency bonus, meaning 7. Our dex is 4, and we're also expert in reflex, so that means that's a 9. And then our wisdom modifier is 2, and we are trained. So that's a 3 modifier, 2 plus level or 4 plus level. And we have a 5 in will saves. Our wisdom is 2, have a 5. So our perception is 7 at level 1. Our speed is 25 feet. And then our dex is 4. We are trained in acrobatics. That's 7. Our intelligence is 1. We're trained. Okay, now, as a fighter, we do get a couple of class features. We've covered everything except for attack of opportunity and shield block. Shield block allows us to reduce damage when we get hit with our shield raised, if we have one. Attack of opportunity is very similar to how attack of opportunity works in 5th edition, but only marshals have access to this. And only fighters get it automatically. All other marshals have to take a feat to get it. And then, of course, we do get a first level class feat. We're going to go with combat assessment. And he seems pretty smart, so we're gonna be able to do a recall knowledge and an attack for one action with this. Pretty nice. The only thing left now is equipment, and we're gonna go with some leather armor. And a short sword, as well as a dagger. So our dex cap on leather armor is 4. We are trained in light armor, and we have a 1 item bonus. Meaning our AC is already 18 at level 1. Fighters are actually experts in all weapons except for advanced. Yeah, I forgot about that. And then, of course, for our weapons, Orm does have a short sword and a dagger. And fighters are experts in simple martial and unarmed attacks and trained in advanced weapons. So that means, and a short sword has the agile, finesse, and versatile slashing traits. Agile just means that we take less of a multiple attack penalty when we attack multiple times with this weapon. Finesse means we can use our dex to hit with this weapon, but not to damage. Damage, you only get dex to damage if you're a thief rogue. Versatile slashing means that we can do piercing or slashing damage with this weapon. We are expert in this weapon, so we get a proficiency bonus of 5. We're using our dex, so that's 9. A short sword does 1d6 damage, same as in 5e, but like I said, we don't get our strength, we don't get our dex to damage, so. And then the dagger has the agile, finesse, and thrown 10 feet traits. And thrown 10 feet just means we can throw it 10 feet. And we're going to have the exact same bonus here to hit. And just like in 5e, it does 1d4 slashing damage. Okay. And now we have a level 1 halfling fighter. Yep, this is pretty much it. Now for level 2, we do get a skill feat and a class feat. And of course, our HP goes up by 12 because we leveled up. And so does everything that we're at least trained in. Because our proficiency bonuses goes up every time we level up. I'm not going to do all these on screen, but you get the idea. That includes skills, saving throws, attack bonuses, everything that we are trained in, we get to up. at level 2. So I've done all that off screen. Now, for our class feats at level 2, we're going to take Snagging Strike. That's going to be pretty close to one of our, Battle Master talents, or whatever they're called. That'll allow us to grab a target without having to make an athletics check, but if they move out of our range, then they're no longer grabbed. For our skill feat, I'm going to go with Dubious Knowledge, which basically allows us to, if we fail on a recall knowledge check, we can get some true information and some false information, but we have no idea which is which. And that's pretty much it for a level 2 character. We now have a level 3 Orm that is pretty close to what we're going to be doing. But like I said, it's never going to be exactly the same mechanically. But you can absolutely play it as the same in roleplay. And that's pretty much it. We're not going to get unfortunately, we would have to take the Druid archetype in order to get the Druid feats, in order to get the Druid spells. And the Druid spells in 5e are way different. So, yeah. Well, that's it for me, guys. I hope this helped you if you're coming from 5e. And if not, let me know, and I may try to do this again. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, teamwork is vital.